I've been listening to them. They're like a really dope band. I've been listening to some grime, UK grime. You listen to King Cruel?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's one of my favorite artists, King Cruel, man. I seen that nigga live, yo. That's that nigga, man. King fucking Cruel, man. God damn. Hell yeah. King Cruel, man. I'ma tune into him. That's a good listen. I'm glad you put him on, man, because that's gonna be something I'ma tune into. Cruel was definitely heavy for me 2 years ago too. Like that Ooze album. That album was heavy, like on my heart, because it was this girl I used to like, and I could just connect to the music. Berlin tapped in with KILOWATT TV, your favorite neighborhood waffle. I'm not a pancake, don't get it twisted. Don't forget the ... exclamation mark. Seize the seas, know your worth, and always live over society's traditions. You hear me?
I'm just at the spot. I ain't with the fly. I ain't on the clock. I've been on my own with the triple die. Exclamation mark. What you live is mine. What you do is I. But I'm on my vibe. No worry about the team. Just let you make us sing. Free form, yeah. Like my curls, they clean.
Alpha, at least far as the combos, cause like there's a little more juggle there. It's a little more juggle, and like they merged that. They of course wanted to revamp a little bit. They added a couple extra characters as well. But like, wouldn't you say it's kind of like getting into that wave, or did they go totally left?
I feel like it's definitely adding like the combo usage. Like it was more like in depth in like area of the punch, like, you know, like, yeah, like.
Cause see, one thing I know, like at least with Street Fighter.
Who do you represent?
I represent living over society's traditions. I represent the kids that were undermined and belittled and otherwise not understood. I represent those that never knew their integrity at an early age and always felt conflicted with fitting in and not understanding what their self-love looked like. You know what I'm saying? I represent the battled minds, the fractured spirits. I represent love in the most challenging way. You know what I'm saying? And I represent pink. I represent waffles. Shit. I represent everything beautiful. Shit. Always, first and foremost, I always gotta pay my most high respects to Tupac. Tupac has given me what it was, what passion looks like and integrity looks like in an industry, and fighting for what you love and believe is right, no matter the odds, against all odds. Pharrell is my idol. Me being where I'm from Virginia, him being a representation of the inner child and me loving who I am and being my difference. And in a game where a lot of niggas derive from the streets or otherwise this harder exterior, Pharrell gave me what it was like to be that outside kid, the alien in the fray, you know what I'm saying? Kanye is like always been my soul uncle as far as what music derives from, and as well as the same perspective of what I get from Pharrell. Kanye and Pharrell are like totally my parents, while Pac has always been like my God in this shit. And Q-Tip is by all means my favorite producer, because he's the one that gave me my perspective of how jazz is important in hip-hop. He's the one that introduced jazz to me through hip-hop and made sense to me in the way that he samples. And without Q-Tip, we wouldn't have a Pharrell. And without Pharrell, we wouldn't have a Tyler, the Creator. And Tyler, the Creator, along with Odd Future, when they first came out, was my breakthrough of understanding who I was. And is my favorite group of all time, next to Tribe. And then I gotta give my last shout outs to Quasimodo, which is Madlib and Lord Quaz, and Gorillaz, because without them, I would not know what animation behind good music looks like. Madlib being amazing on samples, and Gorillaz just being an entity to decentralize what a genre looks like. Them niggas is everything. And they're only two people. You know what I'm saying? Those are like my biggest inspirations. Yo, it's so crazy that you asked me that, man. Oh my God. So look, my favorite anime right now that I'm waiting on the next season for, correct me if there is some new episodes out, Fire Force. But I'm finishing up Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood. Dog, the plot, the animation, it's just the balance of everything I want in an anime, dog. Like, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, man, that is like really shaping out to be so good to me, man. I'm almost at the end too, I know it. Like, I'm on like episode 60. Shit, if I could add some honorable mentions though, Naruto is always the start, like the core start for me. You know what I'm saying? As far as really getting deep into that shit. Like, Naruto hit my heart in ways like no other anime has, yo. And so, when I could just get an anime that I can follow along and journey with and get to fall in love with the characters, like, that'd be it for me. But like, other favorites, Samurai Champloo, Psycho Pass, still gotta finish Attack on Titan. I've been playing with that, but that's because I've been on Full Metal Alchemist. But if I could give you a top three, currently Fire Force, Full Metal Alchemist is definitely about to be up there, and Naruto. And then the honorable mention, Yu Yu Hakusho. Grinds and being patient, I don't want to flow with that, because I've flowed a lot with my life to the point where it's taken me away from the very things that I've loved, the very things I've trusted about myself, as well as my own passions, you know. But it wasn't being still and patient in the right means. It was being still to where I've developed an impatience, but thus still just living to live. Like, that's where it felt groggy for me. Like, tireless sleeps to create so much, but not having no real direction. Just creating to create. Felt cool, but more resentful and unfulfilling, because I wasn't doing it for me and I wasn't loving it enough. I was more so fighting to just be alive as far as my sleep is concerned, and to feel grateful for just what's even coming out of it. But a lot of that sleep deprivation and everything else is just, it created an unhealthy habit of unhealthy habits, you know. So I'm glad to hear your perspective, even because as a fellow Libra, because, and you younger than me, because I mean, shit, as older as I'm getting, you know, we trade game, you know, whether it's niggas getting wise from older folk, or shit, I think the older folk always can learn from the youth too. And when I say older folk, in no means to, you know, like, because we're literally one and the same as far as ages is concerned to me still. So, you know, but we learn and we trade off, man. And so it's like, it's just crazy to know that, what I can learn from you, even like, you know, that's eye-opening to me still. I like to take people's journeys, like, you know, and it's crazy to empathize with it, you know, like or to feel it. You know, I can't be no judge of nobody's situation either, but patience and integrity, that's two themes of the day. That's two themes of the day. I like that one. I like that. It's always more for us to learn, man. Like, I don't want to take away from none of that, bro. Like, I'm 28. Music has been a gift for me. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't been my wife, but it's been my life, you know? And art has been a beauty in that. And so it's about what more I can learn on this life, you know? Like, what more can I give to life? So if I could become a computer technician and make that a means for art too, while knowing how to fix computers, bro, I'm gonna do that shit. If I can learn Wing Chun and know how to body a nigga in self-defense, but just have that mental aptitude of discipline to just not feed into fuck niggery or bitch assness, and I can be more calmer to see things for what they are and not attack it or see it in a way to just cling to it, I'm gonna learn that shit. If I can learn more medicinal ways of living like I've been under this month, which I'm about to finish, congratulations to me, because 2 more days makes a whole month of being raw alkaline diet under the SABI nutrition list, which is strict. I'm gonna do that shit. I've been through fucking cancer twice, my nigga. I'm gonna do that shit. So what we gonna capture on this interview today is learning and motherfucking applying. And don't let nobody condemn, not your parents, your girlfriend, anybody you love, condemn the fuck what you can continue to learn out here. And just because you're gonna learn more don't mean that it's gonna go against your passion or what you love. You out here trying to develop more passions. Because, bro, there's no close to this life. There's so many places to venture and go towards. There's so many things to learn. My nigga, if we talking ancestors and all this spirit work, we've yet to know what trade, skill, and work is for us to even build our own out here. We talking about breaking from the system, but we not even building our own out here. You know? We talking mental health. We understanding a lot of how that work and how to love work. And we still out here learning that shadow work for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So we building our self-love, and then we got to learn how to love ourselves to be able to get that love. But then we got to know how to build too. If we talking community, we got to know what services are. We talking all this crystal shit, all this spiritual shit. That's great ways of getting to the surface. But then what's next? Because everybody just looking at it as a grind to me. I look at it as everybody looking at it for the grind. You know, everybody's in a place of tapping into themselves, but we're not understanding how I think true community works. We're learning how it feels good, but now we got to understand how it cooperates within the system that we live within. Because a lot of what we untaught and not know, we still going against it for a good ass vibe and a good time. You know, that shit is sublime, you know? We not working towards a better tomorrow. I just always been an observer, bro. I'm a crazy analytical person. At times it's been detrimental, but you know, I've always been a student of life, bro. I assess a lot. I speak less because I like to observe. I don't like to be out here acting like I know everything and people call me to know it all, but that's just because I observe. I like to watch. Even some other situations that would kind of align itself, but overall just being able to amass my worth and myself and my spaces brought a different peace of mind for me, dog. Like, just from my art, my livelihood, the way I think, the way I assess, it's brought me closer to myself. And this discipline, this diet that I've been on, it's just made me much more clear. Like, I'm not smoking no more either. So, like, I've been at the best with myself. I've been the highest with myself. And it's feels good. Like, I know you was asking about the cancer cell shit. Like that shit was different. I went through a case in 2018 where that shit was first here, and it was a big ass cyst, a thyroglossal duct cyst, as the doctors put it. And like, that shit was scary, dog. Like, it was an easy surgery because luckily nothing spread, quote unquote, because then obviously I went through another case last year where I had to get the shit taken out here. They took out 20 lymph nodes too, just for safety measures, but and that time I had to go through that by myself. I ain't even had my parents around this time. But like, yeah, dog, that shit was different. That shit brought a whole different mentality for me as far as cancer is concerned, the way I feel about that term, how I empathize for it. Because it's crazy, because even after this second surgery, one of my friends, good friends, died from leukemia, I think it was, about 3 to 4 weeks after. And that shit hit me different. It was like, damn, yo. Like, it almost makes me feel weird to say I'm a cancer survivor because I didn't get to no stages. I'm thankful. I'm grateful I ain't even get the worst. You know what I'm saying? But that shit is what tapped me into really understanding my health in a different regime, because even mentally. And that's why I want to stop the bud. That's why I want to put myself through this discipline, because I know what makes me uncomfortable. And at times I try to push through it. I try to like fight through it. I try to love through it. But at times I've often still get smacked in the face with what it is that is bad judgment for me and otherwise going against my intuition. So that's often been created more of the mental health imbalance for me, because I always see what's right for me, but I always try to challenge myself to go beyond when I'm otherwise just going against. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what I need to do better in attending myself with, because I've let others and loved ones take advantage of me fighting for them and fighting to understand them while not understanding myself enough to recognize that not all that shit's for me. Not all that shit is for me, and I shouldn't be fighting to be understood just to understand them. You get what I'm saying? Like, I fought to understand everybody and to try to be there for everybody. But a lot of the times that's took me out my element. But I've learned a lot through it though, and it's made me become a better person. But me getting my own space and going through the trials and tribulations I've had gotten me to help me best understand why I need to reflect better love to myself in the means of trusting myself more. Because I'm really want to work with me, to create with me. Like, they genuinely took time and was like, yo, like, let me write some shit. Let's do something. Let's record. I'm like, okay. And then they want me to get on it too, because they just like, well, shit, bro, you producing and I know you right. So get up on this motherfucker too. And then boom. So I'm like, all right, man. And I mean, I just always had this gift, this thing where I know what good rap is, you know? And then fast forward through time, it just spoke to me. I did a duo project with my homie Lost Fortunate, which was the beginning of Lost in 2012. That was 11. That was graduation year for me in high school. Passing the CDs out, everybody at school. Whether I know you, like you, whatever. Take this shit, man. And then from there, that's when I knew I wanted to continue forward. So then from there, invested in speakers. I got the programs. Then I went to school for audio engineering. After a while, I was just being my own house for everything. So it was just like, I felt my passion breathing life into me in a new way that I never knew, which was just grasping an integral existence within me. You get what I'm saying? Like, that shit was different for me. So I always gotta give love and respect to anybody that's taking time for themselves to establish their own brand, because it's just not always easy, because it comes integrity with that. It comes knowing yourself. And sometimes we learning ourselves through the process of that shit. So, you know, that's how I got to know me. You feel me? Like, from my colors to appreciation of myself to my confidence, even to my ego that I fight with a lot. You know, my ego comes most out on my music. I usually come around as the quiet, humble nigga a lot of the times. I try not to get too confrontational, but when the beat on, I want all the smoke. I want all that shit because I'm more than capable of being the greatest artist, one of the best rappers I've ever known. You know what I'm saying? So, and I always wanted that recognition in some sort. And it's like music of my art. That's not always as apparent. You know what I'm saying? I first started as Marty in Berlin.
So, talk to us about your most recent and your upcoming project.
My most recent project was a collaboration I had with my brother, Recolor Smoke, which we deem as waffle smoke. When you put this waffle and the smoke together, you get waffle smoke. That was, I like to consider that like our mad villainy. You know what I'm saying? Like that, there's no other brother I know that can really like spiritually tether with me on hip hop like that nigga do. And like, we put that out last year, 420, and took the world by smoke. You know what I'm saying? But I got coming up next, I got plenty of collaborative projects coming forward as far as those that I've engineered, those that I'm looking to engineer, some that I produce. I'm not gonna name those right now. We'll let those pop up when they come out. As far as what I got going, shit. I'd like to stay tuned. I'd like to say stay tuned, but be on the lookout for a project called Dog.